Sometimes you need to get data out of SQL in order to manipulate it. In those cases, you want something quick, easy, and reliable to get your data from SQL into C#. Today, I'm going to show you how to do just that, and to prove that it is quick and easy to do, I'm going to get data out of SQL and into a set of C# objects in less than 5 minutes. Now, before we start that timer, let me give you a brief tour of our database. Our database is called DemoDB, and it has one table, the users table. It has one stored procedure called the SP users get by alive status. You see, in this table, and let's just run this, we have a few different data types. I want to kind of demonstrate the different data types you might get in a table. So we have our int, which is our ID. That's just an auto increment. We have our first and last names. That's a string. It's actually an nvarchar 50 each. This is alive as a bit field, either 0 for not alive or 1 for they're alive. Our date of birth is a date time 2, and then our bank account balance is a money field. Okay, so that's our table. We've got about 1,000, in fact, exactly 1,000 records in our table. It has generated a whole bunch of sample data. So now we have a store procedure. In the store procedure, let's run it without parameters. And you'll see that it gets all the people who are alive, the last one being Cordy Penn here. And then if we change this to be not alive, that's the false here, then it will get the people who are not alive, the last one being this Grenville Elams. Okay, so that's really all there is to it in our database. I just want to get something set up so you have some kind of data in a larger set, not just a small 1 or 2 record set. Now our goal is to get users from the user table via a store procedure into a set of C# POCO objects. And POCO just means plain old CLR object. You'll see that in just a minute. All right, so let's get this party started. And we'll do that by starting with a blank Visual Studio. We're going to start from scratch. Okay, now I am going to move a little faster than I normally would, a lot faster than I normally would, but I want to show you just how easy this is. So I'll try and talk through a few things as we go. And at the end, I'll come back and talk about a few other options you can do as well. So let's go ahead and I'm going to turn my phone on and we're going to start recording as soon as I have a stopwatch up. All right, so let's go ahead and hit start. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is create a console project. We're going to call this console project 5-Minute Dapper. And we'll leave that as is. That's a console app. We hit OK. And once we get in here, we're going to add the console.read line at the end so we don't have to have it go away. And then let's add the Dapper NuGet package. There we go. Once that's done, we can close this out. Excellent. Now, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and add a connection string to our database. Connection strings. And in here, we're going to add the name of DemoDB. And then our actual connection string is going to be server equals dot database equals DemoDB. And we're going to use trusted connection equals true. There we go. So that's our connection string. Coming back here, let's go ahead and create our model. This is our POCO object. So go here and we'll create a model. We'll call it user model. Make it public. And then inside here, we're going to create a number of properties. The ID, the first name, the last name, the is alive, which is a Boolean, the date time field of date of birth, and the decimal, which is that money, for bank account balance. And there's our object. One last thing to set up, and that is we're going to add a reference to the system.configuration. This is how we get the connection string. So now we have all this kind of set up. We're going to add a couple more things up top for using statements. So using system.data, using system.data .SQL client, using system.configuration, and using Dapper. Those are our using statements we'll need. So now what we can do is we can get that connection string equals, let's say, configuration manager dot connection strings, and we'll put in here demo DB, that's our connection string name, and say connection string. Now here's the Dapper stuff. So using IDB connection, we'll call it CNN, and we'll say equals new SQL connection, and we'll pass in that connection string. There we go. So now we have the connection to the database open. We can say var rows equals cnn.query, and we'll say user model. And they'll pass in our store procedure name. So dbo.sp_users get by alive status. And that's it. That's calling our store procedure and putting it into a set of rows. So we'll say for each row in rows, let's do a console write line. And we'll say row.firstname space row.lastname. And let's just do the date of birth. And we'll do it to a short date string. Let's actually just hide this for now. And there we go. So that should be everything we need. Let's run this to find out. And there's our list. According to my stopwatch, we've done this in 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So we've got data out of SQL using C#'s Dapper, which actually comes from Stack Overflow. It's a third-party library. But we did that in less than 5 minutes. And we have all this data, and it's just to kind of prove, I'll put a breakpoint here, just kind of prove what kind of data is here. If we look at this row, all the data is here. So it may be kind of hard to see, but we've got the bank account balance, we have the ID, we have is alive as true. Notice that converted from a 1 or a 0 to a true or false. The last name, the first name, the date of birth, everything. Okay, so that's pretty easy to do. It's just a few lines of code. Once you have the connection string, you open the connection, and that's in a using statement, so that as soon as you're done this using, it closes out the connection. Even if you crash in here, it still closes out the connection. And then this right here calls this store procedure and says, give me the data and put it into this model, a set of these models. And in fact, it returns back an enumerable of items of this user model. Okay, so that was really easy. But you might say, well, I feel kind of cheated because it's really a simple demo. No problem. Let's go ahead and add some stuff. Let's add parameters. So dynamic parameters, we'll call it P equals new dynamic parameters. So remember we had that one parameter. So say p.add. And it's at is alive, and we'll just say false. And we just pass those parameters into our store procedure. And the one last thing we need to do is set our command type to be a stored procedure. If we do that, we run this. We now see that Grenville is our last person in the list. And we ran that in SQL. Let's just run this again just to verify. The last person in our list should be Grenville. If we change this over to be true, just to show you, and run it again, you'll see the last person is Cordy. because Cordy is alive. So that's how you pass parameters. You want to add more? No problem. Just add more to your parameter list. And you may say, well, I still feel like that's just reading. What if you want to put information in? And for sake of time, I'm just going to copy and paste. I normally don't do this, but I just want to show you this is definitely possible. So let's just pretend that all this doesn't exist for a minute. And instead, I'm going to paste in some code. I'll explain it to you. Here's our parameters. And then instead of running a store procedure, this is parameterized SQL. So as P has all of our parameters, this SQL statement has our actual statement. And then we just execute this, and it executes safely. But just to prove that it does, let's go ahead and put at the end of this just so we know we're done. We are done. And we hit run, and it says we're done. Now, let's prove that's actually the case by running a select star from. If you go on the bottom here, you'll notice we have 1001 records, and the last one is Tim Corey. So that's the other direction of it. And all it is you change, instead of saying query, you say execute. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed this demo. The code samples can be found at imtimcorey.com/5minutedapper. If you're able to come to the 2018 PASS Summit, I'll be expounding on this topic in my session titled Meet Dapper, the powerful alternative to Entity Framework. We will be covering the basics of Dapper, but also some more advanced use cases as well. I hope to see you there. Either way, thanks for watching.